Yeah, so independent artists right now, headed into 2025, you and your catalog needs to be properly registered with the media-based platforms that we've been talking about for a number of years. I just finished talking to artists that I've been knowing for a number of years, and figuring it out. Finally figuring it out, like my catalog not in order. All of my catalog is not quality. So you got to get that catalog in order. But until you get it registered properly with a pro, with Sound Exchange, with an Echo account, you got to go to copyright.gov and actually copyright your original catalog. Did I say Sound Exchange? Song Trust, if you can't afford to pay to set up your publishing properly, definitely recommend y'all go and look into Song Trust to help you guys administer your publishing things. The money is in the publishing. You're an independent, unknown artist right now, so you're not gonna make a lot of money from streams. I want to talk all reality. Most independent artists want to talk about things that don't matter. Right now, don't matter right now. It's about building up your foundation, building up your fan base, making sure that your brand look the same on every platform. If you're on the social media platforms, when I go to your platform, I should know your artist. But you can't have all your personal stuff mixed in with your brand. It's just confusing. So you definitely want to make sure you get familiar with the Mechanical License Collective. You have to be set up like a legitimate brand now. So that means you're going to incorporate your rap name. You're going to incorporate your brand no matter what you're doing right now. No matter what niche you guys are in, everybody's going to incorporate their brand. DBAs and all that kind of stuff don't matter. You need a limited liability company if you're starting out, and you need an EIN number. You're going to have to get a virtual address, or if you don't have a brick and mortar location, you're going to have a registered agent for your brand. I recommend that you get a business email address. No Yahoo, no iCloud, none of that stuff. A legitimate, professionally done email for your business, website and all that. You normally get all that together. So you got to have a website. If you don't have a website right now, I strongly recommend that you go and get into the YouTube monetization program and set up your brand, or that is your website right now. But you got to get monetized. So simply posting online that you're about to drop your next song, it's dropping on Friday, go run it up, it's the takeover, none of that means anything. You just online making big budget announcements, man. That means absolutely nothing. If you're that artist that's going straight from the studio, you got this new song you just did, and then you're gonna go big budget video, and then you just registered and drop it. You're on a music treadmill. Absolutely nothing is going to happen with that song. You just wasted all that time and money and effort in the studio, because absolutely nothing is gonna happen until y'all go and get the paperwork straight. And I've been saying that for a number of years now, but I want y'all to take this very serious going into 2025. They're not gonna pay y'all anymore. They're not gonna pay out. Major labels, y'all see everything that's happening with these major labels. They restructuring themselves. I think we're about to see more of the empire type distribution companies, where it's like a 50-50 split. Either if they signing these artists, that's gonna be signed. But those days are long gone. I think of somebody just seeing you somewhere in a crowd and picking you out and want to sign you to a multi-million-dollar contract. Like, these major labels are releasing artists from their rosters. Look at Atlanta. I think they dropped like 50 some artists from their rosters, but all of the other labels are doing the same thing. There's a lot of mergers that's going on with these with the labels, with these major labels. I'm talking about the big three. I'm not talking about all the other, but if it's affecting the major labels, definitely understand. I want you to understand that the independent artists are feeling what's going on also. So if y'all heard the Gucci Man video where he was talking about, he was looking at everything, what's going on with the major labels, that he might have to drop every artist except 2 artists. Like, this is serious. I thought he rambling, but you're an independent artist and you serious about your music. I know artists who've been doing this for years. It's artists that I follow and I've been following for a number of years, who still post on social media platforms. I see y'all showing up on these big budget platforms. And to me, it's great to show up on these platforms. You're just not ready to be on these big budget platforms yet, because all these people gonna see you, and then they're going to look for you, and nobody can find you. You know, nobody can find you, and you don't have the content that you need right now. I told you, 50% content creator, 50% music artist. So your foundation gonna be set up now. We're going into 2025. You haven't done that. It's gonna be very detrimental for you and your music career moving forward, because nothing gonna happen digitally. You can do whatever you're gonna do hand to hand. I see people who out on the corners with their CDs. Man, you 20, 30 years behind. You 20 years behind what's going on. So you need that infrastructure set up, man. You need that foundation. You need a website. You need to be driving traffic directly to the website. It's direct to the consumer marketing now. So being on these social platforms is a good thing, because you're gonna get more exposure, but nothing is happening if you're not putting sponsored ads and stuff behind, you know, what y'all posting. So 2025 right around the corner. I wish everybody much success. I hope you go and check out, you know, some of the older videos that I got. We still got a lot of good information on the platform for independent artists, things that you need to do before you release your music. A lot of stuff has changed, so we're going to be updating a lot of those videos, especially, like I said, the performance rights organization. Like BMI was always free to sign up. It's no longer free to sign up with BMI as a songwriter. Somebody told me like $75, $80 to sign up. ASCAP has always charged, but they were doing something during COVID. I don't know if they're still doing it, where they weren't charging for you to sign up as a writer with ASCAP, but you want your publishing set up. So you need to be set up as a writer, and you want your publishing set up. If you cannot afford that right now, to set up your publishing through ASCAP or BMI, I strongly recommend, like I said, you go through and you read and research about Song Trust and what they can do as far as helping you with your publishing administrative things. Big X the Plug, man. Shout out to Big X the Plug, man. I think he's certified gold. The Take Care album. And a lot of people call me about United Masters. Like, you know, listen, United Masters is a low-tier self-help distributor, just like DistroKid, just like TuneCore, Loom, Route Note, all the other low-tier self-help distributors. There's hundreds, there's thousands of them. They popping up all over the place. It don't matter who you distribute your music through when your foundation is set up properly and you understand what these companies do for you. So y'all go back and read the terms of service of a lot of these companies. Just strongly recommend y'all do that. Even with Facebook, before you signed up, I told you guys, I had a video, I talked about that. Like, when you sign up for Facebook, just understand what y'all doing. Understand what you're doing when you sign up with these platforms. It's nothing free in music business. I'm gonna continue to say that. Your music is all over these platforms. Everybody getting paid off of your music right now except you. Everybody getting paid off of y'all music except y'all. You know, so, and until you go and do the things that you're gonna do, you're not signed to a label, so you're the CEO of your brand. You're gonna determine what happens next with your music. Well, some of y'all, because a lot of y'all already signed. You know, once we work with artists, we figure out like a lot of them already signed things that they should have never signed. You know, giving people control of your music. That's the power of ownership, when you have total control of what happens next with your music until you start to go into different partnerships with these brands. But nothing is free. Using a platform, they're gonna get paid. There's a transaction that's happening. You're just not getting paid because you're not set up like a legitimate brand when it comes to your original music. You know, don't call me talking about streams, bro. You're not gonna make up any money off streams right now. You're getting paid fractions of pennies right now through the streaming platforms. And if you don't have anything going on Spotify, don't tell me that you got something going on Apple. You hear what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all gonna get demonetized if you're under that 1,000 stream minimum after you drop your records now. So you definitely want to make sure you got marketing campaigns and stuff in place prior the day that your record drops. Your campaign is supposed to be running. So until y'all start to do that, till y'all start to really run sponsored advertisement for whatever you post on social platforms, like nothing happening with your music. I don't care how many posts you make. I don't care how many times you share it. You see your numbers not changing because it don't work like that. It's about legitimate brands heading into 2025. I dropped a lot of information on y'all. Been talking about 10 minutes, but I strongly recommend that you start to read and research. That's the big thing, being uneducated. You can't be uneducated in how music business work. Not in this era. You got to understand how your records got to be registered. You got to understand like what you need to do prior to the release of those records. But just simply taking all your music down and taking it over to another low-tier self-help distributor, I don't want y'all to get the false sense that the same thing that happened with Big X the Plug is gonna happen with you. He could have did the same thing with DistroKid. You know, he could have did the same thing with Route Note. He could have did the same thing with Loom and all the other low-tier self-help distributors. Go read this up. Go look this up. Go research and figure out like the different tiers of distributors. Start to read about how distribution contracts work. You know, how music contracts work. How music contracts used to work, because like I said, I think, you know, everything is about to change. Everything is changing with these labels, and y'all see they laying off staff. So something definitely going on in the music business. So, and I've been saying this for a number of years, especially to the serious independent artists who I know, like, their goal is to be signed to a major label or be affiliated with some type of major brand. If your foundation is not in order, that's not gonna happen. If something does happen with any major brand, you're fuxed. F-U-X''D. So make sure you're doing the things you need to do with your records prior to release. Because once it go worldwide, once it go live, it's live. It's no do-overs unless you pulling it all down. So I definitely recommend, man, we need to read more. Make sure you incorporate your brand this year. You're gonna go to your state website and figure out what they charge to register as a LLC, to get your EIN, to get your business bank account set up. You need to do all this stuff before you start to release music, because nothing gonna happen. You know, it's over with for the hobby artists. ZmundaLand Music.